Now I will run around here and my video editor will laugh at me. Hey everybody, this is Sophie from Hotspawn and we're here with Shahin Zarrabi at the F1 Arcade in Birmingham, where we've just had the announcement of Dreamhack and ESL 1 Europe next year in Birmingham. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here, happy to have you all here and to announce this news.
Absolutely, because when I came here, I was expecting the Dreamhack announcement. I actually didn't know about the ESL 1 Europe announcement, so that's very exciting. First question I have to ask is, you said you grew up playing Dota. Who's your main?
Ooh, I played a lot of Pudge at the time. I played Dota 1, right? So I don't even know if they changed the names later in Dota 2.
It's still Pudge.
It's still Pudge. Then, loved hooking people, right? And I was bad at the game. Right, like I played, pubs mostly, and I was bad at it, but didn't stop me from spending countless hours and losing every game, basically.
Is that why we've got Pudge on the branding this year?
Could be. I could have a little say in that. No, but I think I played a lot of different heroes. Dota was definitely a place where it was a way for me to kind of have fun with my friends and talk to them, and the game became secondary now that I think back on it.
Oh, that's great. Do you still play at all?
Not Dota. I do play a lot of more casual games, kind of couch games, Rocket League if it's competitive.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, for sure I do game, but not so much Dota anymore.
Okay, that's interesting, because I guess I wanted to know, as an organizer for Dreamhack, how important is it for you to engage with the public, the esports community on that personal level?
Very important. That's why across the kind of staffing that we have hundreds of people working with every event, right? Both full-time and contractor and talent. And I don't think we would ever be able to create an authentic experience if the people weren't part of the community themselves. A lot of them kind of grew up in it or took part in shaping the community. So even if I don't play Dota myself, we have a lot of people who've been a big part of that community and happy to be working with them to bring ESL 1 to Birmingham.
Yeah, absolutely, because I guess Dreamhack is not just about Dota. There's a lot of other games. Is there anything specific that we can expect, that if you can talk about it, or...
I can't go in specifically on other games than Dota at the moment. We'll obviously have a variety of different games, both for casual play that you can try out, but also for competitive gaming in two tiers, right? Open tournaments where everyone can sign up and compete, but also professional competitions. But I'd urge everyone to kind of follow Dreamhack to see what announcements we have planned.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the first Dreamhack that's going to be taking place in the UK, a market that you said was really underrepresented, and, I completely agree as a UK esports fan. So if someone had never heard of Dreamhack, they wanted to come for the very first time, how would you describe it to them?
So Dreamhack is really just a gathering of all of the different gaming communities you might see online and gaming adjacent communities as well. And we try to bring it to life under one roof. So that means competitions, tournaments, free play areas, cosplayers, artist alleys, indie games, anything you can think of that kind of touches gamers. Content creators, YouTubers, TikTokers, we bring them all, and we try to give them a platform to just do what they think is best for their community. And it's fun because usually you take part of gaming behind a screen at home or at most at a friend's. But here, all of those people can actually see each other. They can talk to each other. And so really what we're creating is not just a video gaming event. We're creating a place where you can connect with each other and find new friends.
Yeah, exactly, because I think Birmingham has had quite a lot of experience with gaming festivals with Insomnia. That has obviously fallen away now, and Dreamhack is there to step in, which I think is really, really great, because since they did announce that Insomnia was coming back, no one seemed happy about that. So did that sort of gap in the market play any role in the decision to come to the UK?
100%. We look at any market we go to, we look at, hey, what does the community have there already? Because we wouldn't want to come in and just be doing the same thing someone else does, right? And so when you look at the UK kind of gaming event space, we looked a lot at events like Insomnia, obviously, EGX, which is not that hard on the competitive side, but still a video game related event. And we saw that The space for these, I mean, Insomnia, was discontinued for a while there, and EGX is kind of shrinking and co-hosting with Comic Cons instead. For us, we saw that as a gap that we could go in and do something great for the community here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people are going to value that in this industry where, we don't get to see our representation on stage and, at least we get to take part in this respect. One thing I did want to ask is we are seeing more events taking place in the UK over the last couple of years. We had LOL Worlds, we've had our LCS majors, we had the Rainbow Six major. What is the difference maker for Birmingham as opposed to the likes of London?
So when you look at esports competitions, they have a much wider kind of variety of venues that they could go to, both in terms of size, but also because it's very sports-like. When you look at a Dreamhack festival, what we're trying to build is both esports, but a bunch of other experiences too. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that distinguishes Birmingham from a lot of other cities is that it has a great venue in the NEC, which is huge, one of the biggest ones in Europe and in the world, really, where we feel like we could make that come to life. Even if you just look at the esports side of it all, we can bring multiple esports competitions under one roof. We can bring an expo, we can bring our creator hub, our cosplay stages, our artists, and everything like that. So really, it's all about us having a venue that we feel that we can grow in and that we could be here for a long term.
Yeah, which is actually leads me very nicely into the next point that I wanted to ask about, because ESL 1 has a really different relationship than, say, IEM, which takes place consistently in these legacy cities. So why is it important for Dota to move around in the way that Counter-Strike doesn't?
I think a couple of different reasons for why the Dota ecosystem looks like it does, right? If you compare to Counter-Strike, the Counter-Strike or the rules that Valve have set for organizing competitions is nowadays much more strict, and it has a longer runway of 2 years where you have to communicate that you're hosting it, where you're hosting it, what country, what type of qualifiers, right? And Dota hasn't really had that, and the ecosystem has changed, the rule set has changed. And so it's not so much about the game itself, I think. We would be glad to be hosting ESL 1 and Dota year on year, and hopefully we do. We're now set for 2026. But I think there will be value in kind of bringing back the same experience year over year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these like Katowices and Colognes, they're legendary in the whole of esports now. I'd love to see that for Dota. Okay, I just had one last question for you. So Dreamhack, ESL 1, there's a lot going on there. What aspect of this event are you personally most excited for?
I'm personally most excited for the fact that the UK has probably the kind of strongest or, presence of content creators within gaming, both within competitive gaming, in all of the talent. Of course, players themselves are usually UK based or come out of the UK, but also on the more casual side of gaming. We worked with the Sidemen at our event in Dreamhack Stockholm. We're working with Beta Squad coming up for Stockholm this year, and so being much closer to that and being able to organize something like that, I feel is the biggest thing. It's the biggest shift we're doing as Dreamhack. The competitive side has always been there, but going into this more content creator aspect of it all, I think we'll see a lot more new things in Birmingham.
Yeah, well, that's super exciting, and I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.